All right, so going to go over the steps in the procedure for the stellar magnitudes and lab for us. And so I've got should be seeing on the screen here a clip of a star field here, which is very similar to the star field you'll be working with in the Pleiades. And then here's a clip of the data sheet that you'll do. So I'm going to just kind of walk you through this process here that we call bracketing, as it's described in the write-up. So the idea is we're going to find one of our target stars, which I just randomly chose this star right here as one of our target stars. This is not one that you will actually have. You've got a different star field here. And then what we want to do is we want to compare that with the stars whose magnitudes or brightnesses are labeled on the star field. And those are the ones that you see with the blue numbers here. Now, we remember that in the write-up, it talks about that these are actually decimal places here. So this is 7.0, 7.4, 7.9, like that. But we don't put the decimal places there because we can mistake the decimal points for stars, right? And like you will have here on your star field, the stars with labeled magnitudes are also given lowercase letters like that. And what we want to do is we want to try to find stars that are brighter than our target star and stars that are dimmer than our target star, and kind of work our way in to get the stars that are closest just a little bit brighter and just a little bit dimmer, so we can tell that that star is in between a couple of stars with a fairly close limit to one another here. Right. So let's just kind of start working our way down. And the way you tell if a star is brighter or dimmer on the photographs is it will look bigger if it's a brighter star. It just covers up more of the pixels on the image if it's a brighter star. So here I can see that, for instance, this star right here is clearly bigger and it's brighter than that. So I'm going to put a little greater than, or I'm going to put a symbol like this. Maybe I need to make it purple here. So our star is less than 7.0, right? And then if I look at this star right here, the 8.5, it's clear that that star is bigger. So our star is greater than 8.5. So that's my first iteration, or first run, if you will. It's somewhere between 7.0 and 8.5. But now let me look a little closer. Let me find something brighter than 8.5, 8.1. Let's see, that's the 8.1 star. Yeah, that's definitely smaller than my star. So my star is greater than 8.1. And I can look at the next bigger one, 7.9. Yes, my star is a little bit, but definitely brighter than 7.9, like that. And then I could go to the 7.4, 7.5. It kind of looks like there that the star is maybe a little bit smaller than the 7.5, right? And sometimes it does get to be a judgment call, but I'm going to say that it is less than the 7.5 star, right? And so that brackets it. So I know that it's brighter than 7.9, dimmer than 7.5, and there's nothing in between that on my reference stars to compare to. So that's as far as I can get. I know that it is brighter than dimmer than 7.5, which is star E, and brighter than 7.9. So up in my data sheet, I will say it's dimmer than this star right here, which is my E star, and brighter than this star right here, which is the F star, 7.9. And so as I look at that, that means that this star is somewhere between 7.5 and 7.9. Now, halfway in between 7.5 and 7.9 is 7.7. So I could look at this and say, all right, is it halfway between those in brightness, or maybe it looks a little closer to one than the other? And as I'm looking at this, I think, maybe it's a judgment call again, but I think maybe it's a little closer to the size and brightness of the E star here than it is to the F star. So instead of sticking it right in the middle, I would put it a little bit closer to the 7.5. So if halfway in between is 7.7, I would say, you know what, I'm going to call it 7.6. And so my estimate for the brightness of this star W would be 7.6, like that. And that process I would repeat for the other 4 stars that are labeled on your star field. And just as a reminder, this is not your star W, and these are not the labeled stars you have. It's a different star field. Right. So there you go. Hope that helps. And let me know if you have any questions.